Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're joining us from in the world. Welcome to Open Up, our live talk show. I'm RJ Horner, and I'm the host of Open Up. I'm also the vice president for Voice of Men 360. So thank you for joining us today on behalf of myself and the Voice of Men 360 team. Voice of Men 360 is a not for profit organization founded in 2020 based in Toronto, Canada. Voice of Men 360 was born out of seeing a tremendous need and stepping up to help provide services and help support our men overcome their life challenges. We're part of International Men's Day, and International Men's Day has been serving for over 21 years so far and is now represented in 90 plus countries around the world, joining together to do various activities regularly. International Men's Day follows 6 pillars, which represent the overall well being of boys and men, and we want to follow in those same footsteps here. Um, why is Open Up so important? Because men and boys are not open with our matters. We're not willing to share and open our hearts to people. And this can create emotional challenges or even ill health effects. And we want to help avoid that. We would we want to create an open space and allow individuals to share their life journey through our platform. We aim to create awareness about the life challenges, the struggles, and the overcomes that our boys and men have to go through in their life. There are no limitations with gender, age, nationality, or ethnic groups. All walks of life are invited to participate in our programming. Our goal is to make a positive impact on someone's life through this program. Open Up is on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. and Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for joining us. We bring an individual each week to show them to you and let them share their life experiences with you. We'd like to remind you at this time that Voice of Men 360's mission is always delivered with good faith towards peaceful harmony. The views and opinions expressed today are those of our speakers and do not necessarily represent Voice of Men 360. Our organization engages in discussion forums to offer inspiration and create awareness to issues of men who wish to overcome their life challenges. We're not providing medical or therapeutic advice. Should you require that type of assistance, we recommend you contact a medical professional immediately. If you have questions or concerns about today's episodes or any of Voice of Men 360 content, please reach out to us. Please email info@voiceofmen360.org. Today, I'd like to introduce you to a teacher, a yoga teacher. At the age of 70, he became a Toastmaster. He is now a distinguished Toastmaster, a motivational speaker, and a financial advisor. Please welcome to Open Up, Madan Chauhan. Thank you.
Thank you very much, RJ. Appreciate your introduction.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming out to share your journey with us. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
All right.
So tell us a little bit more about yourself. I've given you a brief introduction. Tell us a little bit more for people if you could.
Thank you very much. What you mentioned, I was a teacher, a yoga teacher, Toastmaster, financial advisor, and helping many other senior organizations. I go to help seniors uh, people. That's what my passion is now.
And earlier you asked me if you look 80, and because you are over 80. I said you looked even the number of our episode. I'm sorry, haven't looked at you now. I say you look much younger. So for an 82-year-old man, you wear it well.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yoga has certainly looked like it served you,
Yes.
because
Uh,
that does keep you healthy. It's part of the body. It's part of the overall being, right? Not just to help your body.
Yoga helps you to stay calm, eat properly, think properly, and balance your life. I have to be an example to other people before I can tell them anything. I have to be healthy to tell other people how to be healthy.
Sure.
So I was applying all those yoga principles I learned, which mean asanas they call exercises, and also pranayam, which is mean breathing, how you breathe and how you help others to breathe. Your breathing is the most important part of your life. Now we know when a person dies, first thing it does is no breathing. People check Do you breathe? People check the pulse. People check pulse here. That pulse is the movement of your heart and that of your breaths you take. So, breathing is the first or the important part of yoga. How do you breathe?
Mm.
If you breathe properly, you can live nicely.
Wonderful. Thank you for that at the top of our show. I wanted to get that out because again, you look so healthy. You look great for your age. So people can certainly. And by the way, I heard your father lived to be a wise old man too. How old did your father live to be?
111, he passed away 3 years in December, this year, 2018, December.
Mm,
And he was 111. If I tell you, he was only last 6 months, he was kind of
ill
in the
health.
bed. Other than that, he never, that's only happened because he lost his eyesight.
Got you.
Because he lost his eyesight, he became dependent.
Sure.
Other than that, he was a yoga practitioner. He's not a teacher, but he's a practitioner.
Sure.
I saw him doing yoga when I was a little boy.
Wow. Wow. Thank you for that. Because again, there's an example to live by. So I hope our men out there catch that. And maybe, you know what? I'm going to do what I can. I'm not going to make any promises, but I'm going to look into what I can do to infuse yoga into my life. So thank you for that. So take us back to a little boy, if you could, and tell us what Madan was like as a young lad. Maybe in the area that led for you to become such a most an inspiration for others.
Uh, Something I remember of, see, I'm taking back to India because I'm from
Sure.
India. I was at about age 15, 16. I was a grade 10 student, and my parents were not very well off. So when I was doing my grade 10 schooling, I was teaching adults maths in the private evening schools, evening classes. And whatever little money I get from there, that was the part of our daily food. So that inspired me from that age, about 15, 16, to become a teacher, to teach. And obviously, as you know, before you become a teacher, you have become a student. You have to
Absolutely.
learn everything to part your knowledge to somebody. And I was in a grade 10. I had about 20 to 25 people, adults, to do their grade 10 exam.
Wow. Adults. Why were they adults? If I could ask.
Because in India, they were, that's the time something has started about adults to go back to schooling, to
Got you.
learn again, to do some studies again to enhance their lives.
Awesome. No, thank you for that. That's again inspirational, right? People who take it upon themselves at whatever age to improve themselves and become better. Thank you. That's again another example to lead by. Tell us again, what was your life like again as a child, as a teenager? How were you, like you say, of service to people? How were you teaching people out there?
Well, one thing is, Ajay, I'm the eldest of the eight siblings. We are
Okay.
eight brothers, no sister. I'm the eldest. Being an eldest, especially in India, when you grow up there, you have a leadership. You become responsible person. My father told me one thing when I was about 10 or 11. He said, "You are my elder son or eldest son, and I am going to do everything for you. Then you do it everything for your family." So he put a responsibility on my shoulders to provide and do everything I can do for my family to enhance my family. So the leaderships came up into my life from there, and he showed me by examples doing things with myself in my life. Many times he take me and give me a lesson and that I should learn and use it in my life. I'll give you one incident. I was about 13 at the time. Our family situation was very bad. So I said to my father, I said, I will quit my studies and I will start working. He said, no, no, no. Then I said, no, I will help you. So I got a job, whereas you guys used to get, this is back in 1954, I'm talking about, 5 rupees a month, which is not even $5. It's just kind of a quarter, right?
Okay.
In those days. But that 5 rupees were very helpful to the family. The lesson he taught me before that, he tried to give me a $1. I can use it a dollar instead of a rupee. He's saying, okay, give me a dollar. And he's saying, tear it up. I said, no, Papa, I know. He said, do it. He said to me 2, 3 times, I did it. Then when I earned the money myself and I gave it to him, he gave me $1 from that to me. He said, tear it up. I said, no. He told me 10 times. I said, no, no, no. I told him saying, it took me whole month to earn it. He said, how long it took the one you tear it up before for me to earn it? You value only the money when you earn it, or you value only things when you do it yourself. You don't value things when they're given to you. That was the lesson he taught me. So whatever you do yourself, whenever you earn yourself, either education or financials or something else to do in the life, you value that more than something is given to you in the plate.
Right. And so what I'm taking for that is as well as a greater life lesson, right?
Yes,
Again, some people don't achieve, some people don't get far in life, but because they don't take that initiative, they don't take that step themselves. They don't want to for whatever reason.
yes.
So wonderful. These are great lessons. So you had the advantage of having your father not only being a teacher, but being your teacher and mentor growing up, which is, I think, a rare commodity um, in having a direct mentor as your father. Would you tell us a little bit more about what that was like, having your father, yeah, like a side by side guide?
I will say one thing, RJ. I say most fathers or parents, they do want to see their offspring, their children to do better. And they are always happy when the children do better than what they are doing. There was also, he said to me one thing. He's saying, normally you are known by what you are, by your father saying, you are son of so and so, right? You are son of, my father name is Prakash Chand. You are son of Prakash Chand. He said, I will be happy when somebody will say to me, I'm the father of Madan Chauhan. And I tell you the same thing. I'm happy with my son. His name is Rana Chauhan. That when I say to me, or when people say to me, he is the father of Rana Chauhan because he has achieved things more than what I achieved, both in education and in finances. And he is a fantastic young man and a very humanistic, very fine human being. And his son is even going better than him. He is very young, he is only about 23, 24. But this is what I think is coming from my father to my children.
Right.
So my father had taught me so many lessons in the life, um, being balanced person, being honest person. Above all, he taught me to be a better human being.
And did you have him, like you said, you lost him, last year or earlier this year?
2 years ago, 3 years
2 years.
ago.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And so you had a great relationship, I'm going to assume,
I
right up
had a
until the
great
end.
relationship with him. That's right, Ajay. One thing I'm saying, I'm being the eldest. He talked to me everything, and I go to everything. Even at my age, when I was 75, even 80, I will ask him everything. Dad, I want to do this thing. What do I do? I seek his advice, and he's given me what I think is every time is the right advice.
Right. Um, can I ask you though?
Sure.
Do you think your other siblings got the same treatment? Did they have your father's attention the same way, or was this I mean, because you're the eldest, he took it upon himself with you.
No, they got the same way. Obviously, when I left India at the age of 23 to go to England. So I had about 6, 7 years gap of talking to my father before he joined me in England. And then I have been with him for about nearly 10 years. Then I moved to Canada. So there is a gap there, but my other brothers were with him.
Mhm.
So they got the same treatment, and every one of my brother is better than me, I tell you.
That's something to be proud of. Again, you know what? I don't care what anybody says. That's our mission in life, right? Our purpose is to become better individuals, better society, and to make our future better generations better for that betterment can continue. Look,
That's right.
who knows what it's going to look like 200 or 300 years from now. But imagine, just look back where we were 100 years ago, right? Where we've come already and to where we've got to go. The growth is going to be humongous. And we have to be prepared for it as people. And so all of these lessons that you're imparting, um, they get like we have to be able to carry these on to other people. So
That's right.
you as a teacher, um, give us some examples of some of the struggles people have gone through in life and maybe how you've been able to help them through them.
Well, teacher is one person, any teacher, not only me, but any teacher, they always have a well-being of his students.
Right.
Always. Somebody may not accept it, somebody may not see it, that's a different question. I always try to help people whenever, even at this age now, people come and talk to me for their personal problems. So I take the role of a teacher there and tell them from my life's experience how it can help them, how they can improve themselves. I never say I will do it anything for you. I tell them you can do it. So I help them to do it yourself. If I say a quote, many of us heard it. God helps those who help themselves. So I don't help them. I just tell them how to do it. So
Yes.
they do it themselves. They improve themselves, and that way they achieve it.
Right. That's
As
exactly
a
what you said
as
earlier
a
too, right?
as a teacher, I have done that, and I teach my students who, even today, a few of them at this age who are alive, they are in contact with me.
That is awesome because there are a couple of teachers in my life I tried to keep in touch with as a young adult. Um, and then, again, by I think I was about 25, I don't think I kept in contact with any of my teachers. So that's amazing because again, those are some relationships that we build during our informative years, right? These are the people who have influenced us and we look up to. I'm sure many of your students have looked up to you in a way that um, they want to emulate you or be like you and help to become better because you inspire them to do so.
I'm sure they be, but I can't say it. But only thing I can say, one example recently happened. Recently mean about less than a month ago. One of my students from Australia, she sent me a message saying, "Happy Teachers Day," and then she said she will call me. She called me, and I have not seen her since 1962. I have not seen her since 1962. She is over 75 now, grandmother and a doctor in Australia. She told me her story, and she said to me, "Thank you. If you wouldn't have taught us, I wouldn't have been here a doctor today." And
Wow,
that made my day and made me proud of myself and proud of my students.
for sure, for sure. And you know what? You made me. I think one day I'm probably going to have to reach out to some teachers. Like I said, there are people who influence you in that way.
Yeah.
So You seem to be one of those people, but it seems to run in your family. So, I'd be interested in meeting other members of your family because
Sure.
I'd love to see the vibe and the aura or the sense of continuation of values, that sort of thing. I'd love to see that. So, because you seem to have, um, maybe you don't have it all together, but you have a way to manage, to endure, to get through life, and people need to be able to have that in their life. You've worked for seniors for a while. You've worked with students for a while. You've worked with a lot of people in your life.
Yes.
Um, Share some ways that people can be, um, just how can we become better? How can we do better?
Well, I will share two quotes. They're very dear to me, and those will explain all those things. And then I will share some of the incident. My first quote is from way back, what 30, 40 years ago. I come across it is, do the work you love or love the work you do.
Mhm.
If you follow in your life, love the work you do, whatever work you're doing, love it, or do the work you are loving it.
Yes,
If you do that, you will never be tired, you never be unhappy, and you will always be excited
yes,
because you love that thing to do it. Like, for example, mine is even though my teaching career was not that long, it's only about 3 4 years actually a teacher, but that is my passion. So I love that, and I was always happy when somebody asked me something. And second quote is mine. It's a very simple one, RJ. If you want to write it down, you can write it down. If it is to be, it is up to me. I repeat, if it is to be, it is up to me. Whatever you want to do in life, whether sad, happy, doing or not doing, good or bad, it's all up to you.
yes, sir. And I don't have to write it down because I live by this policy myself. I have been,
That's good.
for many, many, many years. Um, Once upon a time, to me, it meant that I had to do everything myself,
Yes.
right? As I grew and evolved, I understood it to mean if I want something to happen, if I want it bad enough, it's up to me to go out there and make it happen. It's up to me to achieve it. Now, if that means, okay, because many of us get stuck in a job we don't like, right? You say, go out and do the work you love, but we get stuck in a job we don't like. But you don't have to be stuck in that job forever. You need to pay your bills, you need to get by, so you need to work. But you can work to get a better job. In other words, you can get that education on the side and the skills you need to get that better job so that you can get into the job you love, not the job you're stuck doing, right? This is a wow, I love that example that we have to do it for ourselves.
If you let me share something incident
Please.
when I
I
come
just
to
wanted to
England.
get that in.
When I come to England, I was only 23. I came here as a teacher, but I couldn't get the job of a teacher. To survive, I had to do everything I could do in the factory work as well. And not as well, but I did for 4 or 5 years. Then I was saying, I don't want to stay it forever. As you mentioned, if you don't like it, you have to find the way to get out of it.
Yes.
So from I accepted the clerical job in the customer and excise department on the airport for half the salary. Half the what I was earning as a factory worker, at that half the salary. Now having two children and a wife to look after, that money is not enough. But you do whatever you have to do. And then I become a custom officer there within a year. Now, again, because I didn't want to stay there forever, I have some technical knowledge. I was thinking of going into computers or engineer. So I got the opportunity to go and study for 4 years full time in England as a computer science. I
Mhm.
did my graduation at the age of about 34, 35. My students, no, my teacher was younger than me when I was a student at the university. I did that, and I from the 1974 to about 2000, I worked as a computer programmer, analyst, designer, management, everything. I have a passion to work with the computers, especially the solving problems. So that's what the answer is, that if you want to do it something, you can do it, and you have to find the way how to do it and where to go and to do it.
Right. On your own initiative, under your own inspiration.
Exactly.
Um, Nobody's going to light that fire under your derriere for you. If you want it, you have to go get it.
Yes.
That's the lesson in that one. And I love it. Thank you for sharing that with people. So we're going to start to end off our show. And I always love to ask two questions.
Sure.
The first one is, what can we as a society do to help our young men and boys become better?
Hmm. It's a difficult question, but easy answer. Do unto other what you want them to do unto you. Be the person you want to see in your younger people.
Yes.
Be a role model if you want them to be a role model. If you are not there, you cannot expect them to be like you or like what you doing it. So be the example yourself first. People will follow you if you show them by doing it, not by saying it.
Absolutely. And you love quotes. So I will say the quote that responds to that one is Gandhi's, who be the change you want
You
to
want
see
to
in the
see.
world.
That's my favorite quote.
Absolutely. I love quotes too. That one is one that lights a fire under my bum. You know what I mean? It gets me
Yeah,
going.
it
You know
does.
what? I do what I do. I've become part of this organization all because I'm going to be the change. I'm setting myself up as an example for others, to be better. And you've done the same for others. And we can all out there do that little thing for others, for our young men, for young children, not just our men and boys.
You asked me a question about seniors, right?
Yes.
I think I didn't answer that.
Sure. Tell us what about your work with
What?
seniors, please.
I'm a senior, but
Yes,
I
you are.
call myself a junior senior.
A junior, senior.
Yes, because I'm dealing with the junior kids, people. They keep me boy, young boy. They keep me that,
Wonderful.
and
Yes.
then I go to seniors and take their wisdom, advice from them. And when we talk, the only thing I talk is how I can help them to be a better. Like some people have some financial problems, some people have some emotional problems, and I do go to 5 6 clubs. We do some simple yogas, very simple, for them to bring the mobility in their body. With that, they also set up their thinking, how to think. It's not that they do not know how to think, but thinking in the sense is not to worrying too much. There are people. I like the quote in your and your wall there. Live for today, not tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
I just say to them, what will happen if you die today? This world not going to end. Your children are going to live without you.
Mhm.
Your wife going to live without you. So why you are worrying too much? By worrying too much, you are only hurting yourself, your
Yes.
health. If you want to do that, you have freedom to do it, right?
Yes.
So that's what my basic message is to the seniors. We do it, and also I do many seminars for the seniors and juniors. Almost every month, I do one or two seminars, either on health or on education.
We like to give our message, to our younger men. We're trying to pass the message on, right? That's the idea.
Yes,
But you've put a shining example that, you know what, you're never too old. You're never that far where you can't start doing something else or seeking betterment. You know what I mean? That your days are not numbered yet, even though we live for today, we still prepare for tomorrow.
Right. You are so right. I will just add another thing to that. I'm going to be 82 next week. Next week I'm starting a class where kids are under 14. I'm going to be sitting with them in the class.
You're going to be a student
Student
beside them.
beside them, with them,
Very
at the
nice.
age of 82.
No, I love it. You're a shining example to people. Thank you very much for everything you've offered with us today and sharing your life journey with us.
And thanks to you, Ajay, and thanks to Open Up. And it's a fantastic organization. I know you are helping many men, and the men's do need it. I tell you why. One of your questions was normally it's been taught to the men from the day they are born. You are a man. You're not going to cry. You're not going to be afraid. You can do it. All those things being taught to you by who? By your father. Who's your role model? Who's your leader? But it's okay. I say it's okay to cry. It's okay to share your emotions with somebody. Do not take it to heart to make yourself sick. The worst thing you can do it to put yourself down and become a sick person. A sick person cannot make anybody healthy. Only a healthy person can make somebody healthy. So I will say to my fellow men, stand up, don't be afraid. Things will happen, good or bad. You have the stamina and you have the courage to do whatever you can want to do. It's not that you can't. If you need a help, ask for it. Door will open if you knock it.
Yes.
So another principle I have gone by Zig Ziglar, if you help enough people to achieve what they want to achieve, you will achieve what you want to achieve.
Mhm.
I go by that, and with that, I say thank you very much, Ajay, and you are a fantastic man.
I'm not done with you yet because
Oh, okay,
normally I'd end off, but you said something that I have to touch upon.
okay,
You said for our men out there, don't bring yourself down and make yourself sick.
yes,
You know, that's exactly what we're trying to avoid here. We want to avoid those ill health effects. I can attest to this that I brought myself, I created my depression, which created an overall ill man, an ill being. So I did want to touch upon that because, again, sometimes we do it to ourselves. We have the spirit inside of us to be better, but we cause this own affliction on ourselves.
the reason being, from my point of view, I say, when I say my wife didn't do it, my son didn't do it, my daughter didn't do it. I was in a meeting just before this one with the Morton Women's Council. There's one lady said, I cannot do it. I wish I had my daughter or a daughter-in-law to do it for me. And she is a good, healthy woman. I said, why you want your daughter or daughter-in-law to make it for you when you can do it yourself and you will be healthy? If you are depending on another person to make it something for you, cook it for you, when you are healthy, you can do it. Why are you looking for that? And she said, thank you very much for opening my eyes.
Sometimes we just don't see it, right? And that's why I draw attention to certain things like that. Thank you for everything. That's Madan Chauhan.
Yes.
Sorry, thank you. I hope I got that off my lips right. Thank you for everything you've offered. You've been an inspiration for people today.
Thank you, RJ, and I appreciate again open up. Uh, and this is you are guys doing a wonderful job for the humanity and especially for the men. I think wish you all the success.
Thank you. Thank you so
Good
much.
night.
So, thank you. Just a few announcements to end the show. Again, as many Canadians know, our Indigenous community is in crisis and they need our help and support. Voice of Men 360 has stepped up and we are offering a donation drive for Indigenous families. If you have any items to donate, used clothes, dry food items, or other donatable goods, we'll work to collect them. Please call us at 416 356 7414. Again, that's 416 356 7414. Or our phone number and our information, 437 889 8329. Or email info at voiceofmen360.org. Or please reach us through Facebook Messenger. We'll work to collect these items. So we have several shows we offer here within Voice of Men 360. First of which you just participated in is called Open Up. This is offered Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. on Sundays Eastern Time, where we invite people to share their life journey like you heard today and help become better inspiration for others. Then we have Vili, which means I in Tamil. And that is a Tamil language live talk show, which takes place Sundays at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Please join us for that. We also host a monthly webinar the first Saturday of every month. That takes place 10:30 Eastern Time. We bring expertise from organizations to help discuss a particular topic. We host a special show called The Unspoken Tears. This is the second Saturday of every month from 10 a.m. to 11 Eastern Time. The focus of this episode, called The Unspoken Tears, is domestic violence against men, bullying, male sexual abuse, traumas, and human trafficking. Yes, they do exist, and we discuss them here. We also host a show with the All Bengal Men's Forum called the South Asian Men Show, where the topic is issues facing South Asian men. This is the third Sunday of every month from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And by the way, each month you'll have different countries participating in this South Asian show. So all of our shows are turned into podcast episodes, so please look out for us on all of your favorite platforms: Google, Spotify, Apple, and more. We host some support groups here. The first one is Men for Men Only. Only men are welcome to attend so that we can be men and feel free to get topics off our chest that we could not discuss among a larger crowd. This takes place every 2 weeks, Tuesday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. on Zoom. Please join us for the next one, October 19th. Please register for Zoom through Zoom. We host an Indigenous peer-to-peer support group. We call this one Pass the Talking Stick. That one is the fourth Friday every month from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. through Zoom. Please register for that one. The next one is Tuesday, October 22nd. Sorry, it can't be the 22nd because the next one is on a Friday. It'll be the last Friday of October, so please join us for that one. Again, there are no limitations with gender, age, nationality, or ethnic groups. All walks of life are invited to participate in our programming. If you want to be a guest of any of our shows or willing to be a part of our organization, whether directly or indirectly, please reach out to us. We're looking to work with individuals, professionals, community organizations, governments, corporations, NGOs, and more. Please reach out to us. Again, our phone number is 437 889 8329. Email us info@voiceofmen360.org, which makes our phone number www.voiceofmen360.org. You can find us on all of your favorite social media platforms: Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. And join us on Facebook. We're looking to increase our membership. We're looking to raise the voice and raise awareness. We're looking to create 5,000 members by this International Men's Day, which is November 19th, 2021. Please join us. Please share for more. Please continue to spread the word. We're looking to continue to reach out to more people and help more people. We need your support. Please continue to share and raise the voice of Men 360. Until next time, I'm RJ Horner. Vice President for Voice of Men 360, and your host asking you to open up.